And so, Skullord has been repelled. I suppose that, Necrodeus himself has flown to, the planet to take a look at what's going on, and that's what that big dark mass was. I suppose Deroach will tell us. Another island's come into view, but this island is protected by a special barrier. That island cannot be approached so easily, not like the others. But I think I know what the key to moving forward is. There is said to be a secret rainbow treasure on this island that can pierce the darkness. This rainbow treasure will appear only when you gather enough rainbow power. And how to gather such colorful power? By collecting rainbow medals. If you collect them all, you can break through that bleak barrier. Now that you've defeated the Skullord, the Scullies that were patrolling the first 4 islands have fled. So you can travel to those islands without losing any Kirbies. Now seek out those rainbow medals. In the meantime, I'll see if I can find out more about them. Return here, of course, if you run into any trouble out there. Good luck to you. The war isn't over yet then, huh? Piggy takedown. Yeah, okay. So that's what the rainbow medals were, huh? The issue is every stage has 1 rainbow medal. So we're gonna have to go back to some of these and get them then, huh? Well, alright. This war isn't over yet, is it? Man, is Kirby Mass Attack a long game. They've really packed it with content. They outdid themselves with this one. At least, in that respect. I got it. Yeah, I got it here. Thank God. And here, too. Anyway, back to stage 1! These islands are Kirby's oyster now. That's a piggy guy still around, but I suppose that by beating up a Skullord, they took the Skullord, they drained the dark magic right out of it? I guess so. We'll let you cool off a bit in a minute here, my flaming friend. It's a good thing that fire doesn't spread to the other Kirbies. And that volcano in the background is the very one where Skullord lived, I think? I might be wrong. There's so many volcanoes on this island, and they're all so impressive. And so the Kirbies begin their search for the rainbow medals. There have been a lot of rainbows in this one, haven't there? What with the rainbow drops we've been getting a la Kirby Dream Land 2. Although in Dream Land 2 it was much more difficult to get them. Now here we go, here's where we needed all those mini Kirbies. So I see we don't necessarily need 10, but we needed more than we had. At least I think that's what's going on. I'm sorry that we have to do this to you, but it's the only way to smash through these rocks. Even though if Kirby can muster enough momentum to smash through them just by leaping, he should be able to get down here anyway. Okay. Man, Kirby looked like he was in a lot of pain when he was on fire there. As I suppose people who are on fire are wont to be. In pain, I mean. Yep, we didn't have to wait for it to turn again. When you have all 10, just once, just one time going around is enough. Oh, you're gonna shoot out fire? Yeah. At least he's not like Mario. At least he can stand still while he's on fire, screaming in pain like a normal person would. Okay, we'll be on our way. Hey. No, 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 no! Oh, wait, there's a medal inside this one. Let's get the medal, let's get the medal, let's get the medal, let's get the medal. We got it. We got the medal, and it was not the rainbow medal. So the medals ended up tying into the main storyline. Pretty good job there, Hal. Pretty good job. guess that only just occurred to me that, yeah, you know, they did end up having a role in the story. Oh, hey. How angry he is. Why does he get so angry? It looks almost like he's putting on an act. Like he doesn't really want to be angry, but he feels like he should be maybe because he thinks it makes him look cool or something. He's like, "Arr, look at me, I'm tough." And then we get to him, he's like, "No, this isn't really the life I wanted." There's bound to be a medal in here. I mean, of course there is, actually. That's good. See, the Kirbies are just randomly beating this creature for its tears. I mean, I really don't think the Kirbies are the good guys here. I mean, I'm not the only one who thinks that way, right? Wonder how many rainbow medals I've missed over the course of my travels. Probably a few. Well, I mean, obviously I have, or else I would already have all of them and be able to go into the Necrodeus' hangout. Darn it, I missed it there, too! The whole reason I went through the level okay, I'll just go through it again. Now I'll find these rainbow medals. I have to. Check extras. I'll check extras. I'll see the new checklist. Yes, we got checklist 4. Now let's go take a look at it, shall we? Safe driver? Oh. Okay. Okay, they're called banishbacks. Oh no. No thanks. Well, okay, I guess we'll go back into stage 1 again and get the So, maybe the rainbow medal will get it if we go through the upper, take the upper route. At the divergent point. We can do this. We can find this star. Or, what am I saying, this star? The medal. The medal? Yeah, nice going, Kirbies. If you would have just been a little bit faster, one of you wouldn't be on fire now. Now would we? Look, did you see a look in his eye? I mean, that is the look of the look of a man who's on fire. Okay, so a few Kirbies are on fire, but here's the high road. Let's take it. Wait, they're not on fire anymore. I'm surprised. Oh, hey, look. The lava rose, I suppose, or it sank, the opposite of rising. Uh-oh. Get the key, because I mean, it's not like it's going to survive being in lava. Although it clearly already did, given how deep the lava was a minute ago. So as far as explanations for this goes, I don't know. Let's kill the fire, the magic piranha plant. I bet you, okay, that this chest with the rainbow medal will be the chest with the rainbow medal. What I really meant to say was I bet that the chest that this key will open will have the rainbow medal in it. I sure hope so, anyway. Sure is convenient that the medals ended up tying into the main storyline, isn't it? The last time that a Kirby's, like, the collectible tied directly into the story was, I suppose, Kirby 64, The Crystal Shards, where the crystal shards were very much the focus of the story. And incidentally, it too was a rather unusually cinematic Kirby game. And sure enough, I call it with the rainbow medal, or what? So all along, I've been getting a lot of these rainbow medals without even realizing it. Oh, there's the door. Well, it'll be so hot down there, we'll never be able to go through the door. That's fine. Kirby's surprisingly impervious to heat. He must be. I mean, he's able to walk around this place and not die. That's pretty impressive. I'm not gonna just attack it. I want to give it the chance to show that it's hostile before we harm it. But sure enough, it is hostile. Now this might be because it knows what Kirby did to its brothers. But still. The war has begun now. We can't undo the past, yada yada yada. Yeah, we don't really need to get all the medals. We have the one we came for. Okay, that's that rainbow medal down. The stage 3, stage 5. So we got the rainbow medal there, and here we got it on the tank stage. Not bad. Stage 7. Not so much stage 9 though. What is this stage? I don't know. Let's find out. I'm trying to remember. Well, I'll remember it once we're in the stage. Oh, this is the level where we fought the enemies we faced in the past. Huh. Well, I mean, alright. If this is where it is, this is where we gotta go to get that medal. Well, then we'll do what we have to. Kirby, I wouldn't be eating fruit that fell out of a corpse if I were you. So last time we moved that skull, or not that skull, that gravestone marked with a skull and these scully runes. So let's see what happens if we take down this, no! Let's see what happens if we take down this rock right here. Or what happens if we, yeah, there's no further to go. Well, okay, sure. Where does this one lead us? To the medals, maybe? Once again, all the Kirbies fall down but one. Now, just kidding, there he is. Oh. Oh. Okay. That was not very deeply buried at all. That is much better than what you normally find digging around in a cemetery. The villain might be, you know, Kirby might have done some bad things, but Necrodeus has done worse. Hey, Daroch, I got all those medals here. Bananas are better than apples, and melons, better yet. Maxim tomatoes produce the juiciest results of all. What can I do for you? Oh, he doesn't care. See you later. I thought he said he was studying the locations of the rainbow medals. I guess what I really want to know is, why are these rainbow medals a thing that exists? Why are there these rainbow medals around that happen to be a weakness of this defense barrier around Necrodeus? Is there any reason for this? And why are the medals scattered around everywhere? They seem like treasures, and why do they have Kirby's face on them? A lot of mysteries here. Earlier, I theorized that, the ancient Po civilization may have been destroyed because of the Skulloons. So it's possible that the bean bonds of these islands, that the people of the Po Islands... Are you kidding me? Well, we have to start over. That the people of these islands may have all those centuries or more, millennia even, probably centuries, their buildings are in pretty good shape, ago. That they expected the Scullies might cross them. And therefore, in order to fight off the Scullies, they created these rainbow medals. Now this doesn't answer the mystery of why Kirby's face is on them, But it is important to keep in mind that Kirby's pretty mysterious. We never, for example, clearly learn where he's from in the anime. The implication in the anime is that he was a Maju created by Nightmare that rebelled at some point in the past. Now, as for the details of this situation, we never learned. No! Are you... God! We never learned them! Anyway. At least we got a frickin' medal this time, I swear. Anyway, what was I talking about? Oh yeah, Kirby lore. No! I think, do we lose our ability to get the medal now? Probably. Now all we'll get is some worthless tomato. Although it is the hardest one to catch, to be fair. So, an alarm goes off to let us know the Sorars are about to dive bomb. But how do we know that... How do we know that? Where is the alarm? Why is there an alarm here? Who put it here? And why? Well, of course, King Dedede put it here, but... We're gonna have to try that one again. I guess it's possible Kirby had... I mean, we don't know how old Kirby is. Maybe Kirby first contacted, maybe the beings on this planet had some awareness of Kirby's existence long before Kirby arrived here. But this knowledge was lost. In any case... I do think that it would make sense that that the people could have built these medals as a contingency for fighting off the Scullies. But what I don't quite understand then is, I guess it's possible actually that Kirby's face is on them because there's so many beings on Popstar with a similar face to that one anyway. So it's really totally conceivable that at some point there was a other being that looked a lot like Kirby, and that's whose face was the medals are really meant to depict. It's just a coincidence that Kirby's getting them now. Still, it does strike me as the most likely explanation. Where's the medal? There it is. You know, it seems very mean. These Sorars are carrying gifts to Kirby, and Kirby kills them. So I guess we're heading back to the deep sea with the eyeball eels. Going back to all these earlier levels gives us the ability to reflect on all that we've accomplished. The islands have, in large part, been liberated at this point, haven't they? With Skullord gone, the Scullies no longer reign supreme. They no longer hover around the islands and terrorize the beings there. Though there's still Scullies around on Popstar, their presence has not been totally done away with, in part because they've apparently moved some kind of shadow island from space to get this far. And obviously, you know, that might be good for them, but not so much for us, and that's what we're working on getting rid of now. We don't know, like, they haven't, say, begun attacking Popstar from their little, cloud of Scully magic that has drifted here. But what we can say for sure is that whatever they're doing in there, it's not good. They're plotting, they're preparing to attack Popstar, is what I'm saying. Maybe they've turned over a new leaf? It's possible. I truly believe people can change. But, based on their track record so far, let's be realistic here. Good job, guys. Good job. You know what, let's just go through... No. At this rate, we're gonna lose everyone because of the whole... Well, we only lost one. That's better than what was going on before. In any case, I think it's interesting that Gordos are so deadly in this one. Okay. Normally Gordos are, you know, that you don't want to touch a Gordo. Look at them. But normally they're not, like, this deadly. Alright, this, I have a feeling, will give us our special... the special object for which we're searching. Oh, yeah, there we go. This'll surely take us to the rainbow medal. Right? Not really surely, but... It strikes me as in any case more likely. Oh, another one of these guys. When are they gonna learn not to go fishing for sentient beings? But they've probably been hired to do that. You know, this could be a big scandal when Kirby gets back home, when he reveals that King Dedede has been cooperating with the alien invaders to some extent. Imagine, what a PR nightmare that would be, huh? Do you think I want to go through here? I'm not sure. My fear, though, is that if I scout ahead, a door will shut and I won't be able to get back here to check. Perhaps you remember that I pulled that eel out earlier, or whatever that thing was. I'm gonna see what's in here. Yep, it's the chest. So this is certainly where we wanted to go. I'm not sure, though, why there's a star on the shell. Maybe it's just, you know, a natural pigmentation that happens to... or a natural shape of the pigmentation that happens to resemble the star. Alas, although it might be a valuable archaeological artifact, that was not the shell, or not the metal we're looking for. Well, last time I took the eel route. This time, let's take the greedy guts route. I don't remember what these guys are actually called, though I think Daroch told us. Yeah, once again, a fish is relieved that we didn't kill it. Given how often Kirby kills stuff, I suppose he really is rather lucky that we didn't, right? Oh. Jumbo candy, jumbo candy. I hope this doesn't knock the medal away from us, though. This is a good metaphor. Even if you're powerful, power doesn't always get you what you want if you just charge ahead thoughtlessly. You know, they make a lot of good points in Kirby Mass Attack about the human condition. Yeah, we're gonna get the last medal down the path here. Come on, why couldn't we still have the candy now when we encountered an electro blipper? I suppose they would probably be called electric blippers, just as we have animals we call electric eels rather than electro eels. Though personally, I would be all in favor of beginning to call them electro eels. Electrolytes, eels, and of course, an electric personality. Well, once again, Kirby is forced because of the strange geologic forces that shut that wall behind him to attack this fat thing. Kirby didn't want to do this. He was brought to this extreme. Why is it that if there are all these jellyfish and things around, we so rarely encounter them when they're not being carried to us by current? I mean, look at all those little Master Green lookalikes. Surely there are lots of those things around, so why are we only encountering them in this fight? I don't know, there are a lot of mysterious things afoot here. Clearly, Kirby Mass Attack is all about mysteries and how certain things are just unknowable. Another thing, I guess, is how did Daroch know? How did Daroch know about the rainbow medals? How did he just find that out? Did he just happen to read a book about it or something? In any case, this is gross. This one's covered in, like, stomach acid. And blood, I'm sure, after the beating we delivered to that thing. Oh well, the bile will all wash off in the seawater. What the heck? Could we have gotten in there somehow? Maybe if we catapulted in. I see. On this stage, you could choose between the route that would get you the rainbow medal and the route that would get you the button. Now we got the rainbow medal in stage 6, so my boys, head further inland. Yeah, it looks like we need to go back to King Dedede's candy castle. Wonder if Bullhammer has come back to life. He probably did. A lot of characters in the Kirby series are like Jesus. Well, I guess we'll just take a different route through the stage than I did last time. Through the palace, perhaps I should say. Though it's true that all the world's a stage. Though we can't go through that door, huh? Maybe where there's a labyrinth up ahead, and if we went through the wrong door, we'd end up back there. I can see it. What's in the orange ocean picture? You know, whenever we're in an ocean in the Kirby series, I tend to assume that it is the orange ocean. I assume, for example, that Dreamland is an island of the, in the orange ocean chain. He put up a valiant effort to not die, but it was to no avail. King Dedede should hire better security. And it's really quite tragic that they all have to die as they do. But such is life, right? So here I assume that we go through this door and we come back out here. I expected this. All I can say is King Dedede's Waddle Dees are pretty darn, industrious. They're spot on if they're already putting up new portraits to replace the one that was knocked down a minute ago. Now, these portraits probably aren't painted by hand since they look identical. I imagine rather that the portraits are, sort of mass-produced somehow. Perhaps King Dedede has hired somebody to make all these prints of him, and in some of them he's posed lying on his side, like a draw me like one of your French girls kind of deal. Let's go save our friend's soul retreating into heaven. We've all been there sometimes. All of our friends' souls are occasionally retreating into heaven. Happens to the best of us. Wait, that big Waddle Dee didn't eat the cake and get obese. It must be because it was already obese. I mean, you saw how big that Waddle Dee was, right? I mean, not that I mean to fat shame him or anything. Yeah, I'm just kind of curious what happens if we take this route. This is the halfway point, right? Or it's a warp point. Whether or not it's actually halfway through or not is another matter. So yeah, what would happen if we knock down those King Dedede portraits, though? Is there going to be something behind them? So the paintings of Waddle Dees only throw out the bombs once, eh? Did King Dedede's portrait give on a I can't believe this, you gotta be kidding me look once all the Kirbies had knocked it down? I think so, but we already got sucked away, so... What the heck? What? Oh, I see. Those marshmallows are gonna be a surefire path to success. Oh, we can't have these Waddle Dees continue to do these things now, can we? No, we can't. So I imagine this one's going to deposit us from the door that we need to go through in order to get to that chest on top of the marshmallow. Yeah, it looks like it. Bouncing around on marshmallows sounds like it could be fun, but those Kirbies sound and look like they're in a lot of pain. I don't approve of causing pain, you understand. I think, in fact, a large part of the suffering in the world comes about just because people, instead of seeking to help each other, seek to cause trouble for each other. Or really, it's not even that. If people just honestly did what was really in their own best interest, the world would be such a better place. Instead, people normally do what they think is going to make other people more miserable. Oh, we have to beat those guys. We have to win. That's not how it works. Oh, you fools. What the... How do we get to... Oh. Nice try, Waddle Dee. Okay, so that really was a nice try. You killed us. You killed one of us. But we are Legion. Oh, we can use this to smash up iron blocks. I hadn't realized. It just goes to, once again, show the sort of the puzzle-like design that a lot of Kirby Mass Attack has. A very large part of Kirby's adventure here really is puzzle solving. Compare that to, say, Kirby Triple Deluxe, which I know I keep unfavorably comparing it to this, but... Okay, here we go. So what's in here? Anything? Oh yeah, King Dedede has a painting of Castle Dedede on the wall. I mean, it's an attractive building, you know, I don't blame him. But, sort of like, presumably he went here on vacation, right? Why would he, while he is on holiday, want to be reminded of home? Surely he wants to get away from home, doesn't he? Well, in any case, we're not gonna let him have these memories, because we already beat him up anyway. Here we go. Yeah, we missed one earlier because we didn't roll that ball through a wall. Happens to the best of us. I can't tell you how many things I've missed in my life because I didn't roll things through, roll balls through walls. Oh, Bullhammer is back. Incidentally, Bullhammer is his name in the original version. I believe that his official name in the North American version is, for some incomprehensible reason, Hamstar. I don't know either. It's possible Bullhammer, or like Buru Hamura, or something like that, would be a pun in Japanese? But Hamstar, I don't know. Either way, it sounds totally unfitting, because it's not a hamster, and it's not a bull. Wait, did we get all the rainbow medals here already? Wow. Okay, let's get out of here. And this is what it's like, everyone, to have international borders that are not subject to restriction, that we may freely cross. As it should be, once the world finally comes to its senses and becomes a socialist utopia. Okay, stage 1, yeah, we got it there, we got it there, we got it there, we got it there. We got it there, we got it there, we got it there. Man, we're I was hitting the nail out of the park earlier. I messed up that phrase. We did not get it here, though. Oh, was this the level with the building that was flooding with sand? When I consider it, this building isn't flooding with sand. The sand routinely sinks and rises. So the building is alternately buried and not buried in sand. See, why is the camera following the bottom Kirbies and not the top Kirbies? Oh no. Okay, guys, let's just get out of here. Let's just get out of here. That didn't go the way I wanted it to. But now we know what happens if you hit it with the skull on it. We know exactly what happens then. I forget, did we take this route last time? Probably. But I'm gonna risk that we didn't. Come on! Like, why is that one Kirby gotta be lagging behind like that? Yeah, we did not take this route last time. I was short on Kirbies then. It won't happen again anytime soon, though, now that the Scullies are gone. No longer there to accost us while we are in midair. Soaring over the ocean. See, how was I supposed to know that was there, huh? Okay, so, yeah, I'm surprised that only got one Kirby. Anyway, so, as Daroach predicted, this building is indeed full of medals. It just goes to show that he has that treasure hunter's instinct. In some sense, though, I feel like we shouldn't be doing this. I mean, we're like grave robbers, right? So we are. Uh-oh. Oh. I thought we might be rushed to not get crushed, against the ceiling, but instead... Here we are. Oh. Medal. Oh, I see. This has got to be the most elaborate one of these green apple puzzles we've seen so far. Not that they're puzzles, they're like little events. Puzzle is definitely not the correct term for them. Alright guys, get all of them as fast as possible. That's what you need to do. Now, it wouldn't have been so much more convenient for us if they just say formed in the shape of a giant circle. But instead, no, they gotta spell it out. It's very peculiar, though, that whatever ancient Po people made this mechanism, they did it in English. That's bizarre. Do they speak English on this planet? No, it couldn't be. I'm sure it's just translated for our convenience. Well done! You've collected all of the rainbow medals. Now we can only hope that their power will spring strong and true. We're going to be fighting evil duplicates of all the bosses, right? I know the Kirby wants to get back to being one, but this strikes me as not quite what he had hoped for. What? Oh, whoa, whoa. This would clearly confirm that, all the bosses did indeed have some kind of connection to, Necrodeus in the Skull Gang. At least enough so that Necrodeus would have duplicated them to serve as guards to what I assume is his house. Which is a house that is, of course, suitably arrogant and intimidating. So this Wispy can grow not just apples, but a lot of fruit. You'd think he would be trying not to, though. It's just his issue is that one of his most reliable means of attack involves dropping fruit, so he can't help it. When he grows some fruit, you know, he grows it all. Okay, guys, get out of the way. Get out. You didn't get out of the way in time. That's fine, because we have a third Kirby now. You know, the Necronebula had oddly peaceful music, didn't it? I'm not quite sure what Wispy has to do with the whole death beings, you know, a death cult from another dimension. Which is, as far as I can tell, what, the Skull Gang is. They clearly have a fixation on death, is all I can say. Man, it looks so gross when he... Uh-oh. He's dropping a lot of those spike things down. Those spiky red fruits. Although when I look at it, it looks like there might be a mechanism in his canopy that's dropping them down, so maybe he's not actually growing them. I could see it going either way. Oh, thank goodness. It happened to land in such an angle that it bounces away from the Kirbies rather than towards them. Wispy is at the worst place he could be, because right now his eyes are cut off between the screen. That's so awkward. Man, he sure sounds angry, but keep in mind this isn't really Wispy. This is some kind of clone of him, an alien duplicate. Well, evil Wispy, you're probably gonna cease to exist once we kill Necrodeus. Is it even possible to kill Necrodeus? I mean, he's some kind of god of death, right? Probably not, in all honesty. He's probably just a garden variety lich who happened to found this cult, and he began calling himself Necrodeus because he founded this cult, and, you know, they worship him. When I consider it, it's really rather peculiar that he, like, how exactly would you describe Necrodeus? I've been trying to figure out how we could define what Necrodeus is and what it wants to do. I think it's some... Big Birdie! Thank you so much! She's gone from being an enemy to our greatest ally. And that means a lot. You know, let's be honest here, she's probably gonna play some hand in how we beat Necrodeus. Well, I mean, she is, right now. Big Birdie! You're the best! I'm sorry that I ever thought ill of her. Did I ever think ill of her? I don't know, and I'm certainly sorry that we accidentally hurt her as we did. Once we get back up to 10 Kirbies, we'll be able to take all these guys out. This is proving a lot tougher to smash, though, whatever it is. I suppose it might just be holding this platform in place so we can't drop it down onto her head, right? Yeah, something like that, eh, Lady Ivy? Oh, wow. My gosh, this is taking a long time. We finally got it, although we lost a Kirby in the process, kind of. Okay, drop out all your little arrows. Now, where is she gonna pop up? Where is she gonna be? Oh, there she's gonna be. Come on! Come on! I have to do all that again! Well, at least Big Birdie came back to help us. The truth is that battles are often tedious at the same time that they're nerve-wracking. It's one of the things that makes them so upsetting to to the individual. Come on, that was so cheap, Lady Ivy. That was so cheap. Although, as I've said already, Necrodeus is without doubt one of the most evil Kirby villains because of all the annoying, tedious garbage he's subjected us to. I suppose to get here, Big Birdie must have been fighting through the Scullies. She's very tough. I totally think she could hold her own against them. Although the Scullies that surround the Necronebula are particularly nasty looking, with their horns and huge size and everything. What I want to know, though, is why is this called the Necronebula? This is obviously not a nebula. This is clearly some kind of space rock. So to be clear, Necrodeus is some kind of extra-dimensional alien being. I admittedly only inferring the extra-dimensional part. He's certainly involved in teleportation, but the point is he's some kind of alien being, okay, who is the leader of a death cult that I assume the Skull Gang worships him. Because as I said before, he is called Necrodeus, which sounds like necro, which means death, and deus, which means god. So I could easily, that's why I've been thinking of him as like a death god. But really, he's not a death god, he's just some random evil lich. As I've been saying already. Although I suppose saying evil is probably a bit redundant when describing a lich, huh? You'd have to be completely, utterly inhuman to be willing to live as a corpse anyway. In exchange for power, no less. I mean, I can't think of too many liches who were, sympathetic. I'm not saying there are no good liches. You shouldn't judge whole groups, after all. You never know. Anyway, we killed you, Lady Ivy duplicate evil. Lady Evil? Am I right? Am I right? Next is probably the most dangerous of these, a duplicate of King Dedede. Wispy already can appear on lots of different trees. And Lady Ivy was just some random animal living in the ruins of a civilization. King Dedede is the nominal ruler of a country, but in any case certainly the head of his own significant military force. An imposter of him could do serious damage. I suppose Drashia back in Canvas Curse also made a clone of King Dedede. Or not a clone, but a duplicate. A clone implies something, like some kind of genetical, identical, stuff, whereas I'm pretty sure the one that Drashia had was just pure magic. Still, though, this is by far the most chaotic and interesting fight that we've had is against King Dedede. And clearly, rather than using one of his more traditional battle methods, Necrodeus is basing this off of his limited understanding of him that he got from his brief, from the way that Necrodeus observed His Majesty fighting Kirby. back in DDD Resort. What the heck kind of trees are these? They're growing like every kind of fruit. Though I suppose that perhaps shouldn't be, too shocking. After all, we saw what he did to Wispy. Necrodeus probably doesn't have much understanding of what trees grow what fruit on Popstar. So his, duplicates that he's created... Come on, go up, you damn balloon! And it did. In the end, it finally went up. Just like Necrodeus' plans are gonna go up in smoke, so to speak. I was kinda hoping we'd be facing a lot of these bosses with one Kirby. I think that'd be pretty, engagingly challenging. Although, I suppose that it'd honestly be kind of hard to not get a few more Kirbies with how much fruit there is around. King DDD has a rather deep voice, doesn't he? I'm surprised he's saying "Grrr" instead of Zoe, though. He's all about saying Zoe. He still wields some powerful explosives. I've never thought of putting bombs into, like, bubbles, though. I mean, I have to say, that's a pretty, you know... The real-world military should take notes here. Because, as we can see here, putting bombs into bubbles is a pretty effective strategy. Okay, this is not good. You're gonna swing up here, huh? Yeah, nice try. Look, I know it was just in little silly arcade games, but Kirby already beat Nightmare and Dark Matter in this game alone. That's normally, like, you know, the work of a lifetime to beat those two. I don't think that some duplicate of King DDD is gonna be much threat to us, okay, Necrodeus? Oddly enough, unlike the other opponents, we really did kill that clone. At least, I vanished and exploded. But I suppose that back in Shantae, the Squid Baron showed us that just because you explode doesn't mean you die. And I see that Necrodeus has also made a duplicate of his best man back on Popstar, Skullord. Perhaps I ought to say it's Skullord. But it's written as one word. The heck? Why are they blue? Probably because, I mean, I suppose I shouldn't be that surprised they're blue. They're giving us maximum tomatoes because on this stage, you can do it with one Kirby, whereas normally you could only do it with 10. Well, he's still as disgusting looking as ever. I mean, look at that, like, hickey. It's covered in holes. It makes me sick just looking at it. I'd say that by a wide margin, Skullord is the most disgusting thing Kirby's ever had to kill. Or nearly beat to death, I guess I should say. Hey, Necrodeus, you might have the Scullies, but Kirby, he has the birdies. This is some deadly, bouncy balls we got here, huh? You know, unlike in our previous battle against Skullord, here we have let one of the layers we have to stand on take some damage. Rather careless of me. a demonic alien pig monster who used to be a normal pig who is been enlisted into a death cult and lives in a volcano and is also a giant monster as a result of the magic of the death cult. And it's also so disgusting it makes me want to puke. In addition to probably being disgusting in his personality, like, back when this was just some normal pig, you know it was just the most disgusting, degenerate... It just makes you sick. You know, he was the kind of pig who spent all day perving at women and doing that kind of crap. I'm pretty sure Skull-Lord is a man anyway. I mean, or the Skull-Lord, I guess I should say. I guess the Skull-Lord... Really, it's just so interesting to me that the villain who's been commanding all of the, like, enemy movements that Kirby is encountering on a sort of continuous basis is not the big bad Necrodeus. It's this giant pig creature we didn't even see until pretty much the end. I simply think it's rather interesting. Okay, let's do this. You know, Nick, you think they would have learned from last time and not have all these cannons in here? I think this just shows that the Skull Gang is kind of stupid. Really, though, why did this Icky have to have holes in it? It makes it so disgusting looking. Almost as disgusting looking as everything about Skull-Lord. Alright, well, let's go for the... Well, they're both 5 cannon. Would anyone go for the one nearer the spike wall, though? It just seems needlessly dangerous. Although, look at this situation. Should I really be complaining about danger? Well, Necrodeus, Kirby only met you once before, but I'm pretty sure from that encounter alone, we've learned everything we really need to know about you. Not just defeat Necrodeus, they have to cut his stomach open. We're gonna gut him. Those are some impressive, impressive gauntlets you got there, Necrodeus. Well, I think we both know what the weak point is. It's your gauntlets, right? So close. we're gonna have to be fast when we have a chance to. When we have a chance to hit it, we gotta take it. That's all I can say. Okay, and now it's going to, slam down again, and it did. Well, we got a little bit of damage, but Necrodeus got 3 Kirbies in 1 blow. That's what makes these hands so dangerous. I mean, I know it just looks like Wham Bam Jewel or Wham Bam Rock, but the issue here is that 1 hit has big consequences. Oh, Necrodeus, you remind me a little bit of Satan from ActRaiser. And of course, you got your little goons repairing it. They're just so obsessively devoted to you. I mean, I guess that's what you want as a cult leader. But why are you worshipping death? Because it's the ineffable rule of the universe? Or of all life, anyway. That strikes me as kind of foolish. So, I mean, you know what else all life does? Poops! Well, it depends on how you define poop, I guess. But, what, are you gonna make a cult that worships poop? I think that's pretty pathetic myself. You're just a coward to treat death like that. I'm sorry? What? Is that like you turn your hands into a giant spider crab or kind of thing? I know I shouldn't say spider crab. It doesn't really look like a spider crab. Oh. Oh. Once again, 1 hit damage on everything, huh? Oh! This is good, though. Oh. No, no. I know that you... Necrodeus, I know you like killing things. I get that. In fact, no wonder he can kill stuff. He worships a, you know, like a... He worships death. Get down, guys, get down! I thought for a second there they'd gotten one of us, but they didn't. Well, they being it, Necrodeus. Is Necrodeus undead himself, or is he just some sort of skull-like creature? What are you gonna do now? Nothing? Oh, I was gonna say it was a little anticlimactic. You know, if you really want that to be dangerous, you should maybe not quite show us so much. I mean, you have so many tells. You'd be terrible playing poker, Necrodeus. Well, Necrodeus, I think I've done enough damage to your disgusting hands. We should probably just focus on one of them. Okay, now I just need to kill the other hand, so to speak. You can't kill a hand, particularly when they seem to be not alive. I don't know, they just seem very mechanical to me. Yeah, you know, one of them is damaged enough to be smoked. Actually, yeah, they must be mechanical. It's smoking like that. Now, I don't claim to be a lich who would understand how lich magic works, but I just don't think it would smoke unless it was a machine, you know? Of course, who am I to suppose I understand anything of black magics, huh? I have never sold my soul to the, to the devil for ultimate power or anything like that. So I guess I wouldn't really know what it's like to be a lich. But I feel like their bad reputation is deserved. I don't know what these things are, but I don't want to give them give a chance to find out what they are. Oh, Necrodeus, you're showing yourself to the Kirbies? There's your big mistake. So, is it skull? It says a skull necklace. Is that actually made out of skulls, or is it made out of, like, scullies? Wait, is there an eye in its mouth? Is that what that is? So it literally creates scullies, huh? I guess we know where they come from now. It definitely does have some kind of eyeball thing in its mouth. How nasty. Oh, Necrodeus. I suppose Necrodeus really isn't a skull being at all. It isn't even undead. It's just a eyeball that puts some bones around it. Anyway, what I'm wondering is its necklace made out of, like, the skulls of things it's killed, or are they just scullies? I think they're just scullies since they have glowing red eyes. Wait a minute. This means that laugh we've been hearing all this time was Necrodeus's laugh. I always thought it might be the laugh of some more other, Skull Gang members, but no! Necrodeus has been laughing at Kirby this whole time, and he's still arrogant enough to laugh now. I see, I'm calling it he again, applying a concept like sex to this unholy abomination. Well, see you around, Necrodeus, my man. Maybe I'm speaking too soon. You put up a bit of a fight, I guess. Really did remind me of Satan in ActRaiser, though. Just a bronze star? We saved the planet! Huh? Oh, okay. I'm still getting medals, huh? They mustn't be so rare after all. To celebrate his victory, Kirby went fishing, huh? Nothing wrong with that. I suppose what... I mean, that ending, I understand that some people might think it's a little corny, having Kirby philosophize as he flies through the stars. But I think it's charming. So all this time, I thought Kirby Mass Attack was a statement about group identity, the individual versus the collective, or Perhaps something about the unknowability of history and reality. Ooh, ocean ramen. But instead, it turns out it was all about how light cannot exist without darkness. Kirby, you have a pretty deadly haul you're getting here. Now, he's so proud when he reels them in. Now this is a better haul. You can eat a squid. And you can eat hamburgers. Why can't we knock out some of the, say, undead soldiers from our fishing bucket, huh? Ah, well, we got a burger. That's the important thing. Ooh, some ocean flan. Ooh, some ocean tempura udon. Ooh, some ocean spike fish. Not sure what that birdie was doing underwater. I suppose Kirby saved him or her from drowning. $11, huh? Does this mean that Kirby wrote a book about his experiences? He probably did it with some help from some of his friends. Kirby isn't the most patient guy. I don't imagine him sitting down and penning something out all on his own. But you always do need support from your friends to do that kind of stuff, it's true. Friends and family. Which I suppose plays into the theme. Kirby as an individual Kirby, as an individual, might have had this experience where he had to be a group. But he realizes, though, that even as an individual, you still need to be part of a group. Anyway, that was Kirby Mass Attack, everybody. It was nice to go back to this game I never finished those years ago, and finish it. It also had a sequence with Urus in space, which is the weirdest thing that the Kirby series has ever done. Maybe they'll outdo it later, we'll see. Remember, Kirby Mass Attack is great for all the reasons I've talked about. Kirby has friends in it, so it's less lonely as Big Birdie and Daroch in them. Their character like Big Birdie actually goes through his story arc and ends up helping him in the big finale, etc. And it's sort of cinematic with all the cutscenes. Great music, great. Kirby Mass Attack's great. You should go get it and go play it if you want to get all the medals or something. See ya.